So have you ever noticed how your catch rate keeps getting worse and worse in Palworld as you progress? Instead of, doing the exact opposite and give you even better chances to catch pals, well, that's actually not you. It seems that there's a pal bug right now in the game that literally destroys your catch rate as you upgrade Liftmonk effigies. Well, essentially by upgrading your character with Liftmonk effigies, you're doing nothing more than just reducing the chances of you catching pals significantly from level 1 to 10, to the point that not even resetting them seems to work. So there is a huge bug we have to talk about, as well as a bunch of stats here to back all of this up, thanks to the, of course, amazing people over on Reddit, which made over a full statistic analysis of how your pal catch rate keeps going worse as you upgrade your catch rate with the pal effigies. Now, obviously, this is going to eventually get fixed, but in the meantime, I do want to talk about it and why I've also noticed that this happens to me, and you probably also reached level 50 and realized that you're just wasting tons of legendary pal spheres to even catch things 10-15 levels lower than your character. Now, there have been quite a number of reports about this bug affecting people's playthroughs for quite a while at this point. I believe that the oldest thread about it is about 6 days, almost 7 days old at this point. But since then, we have actually had solid proof that this is indeed happening, and there have been numerous other Reddit users who went over a full-on statistic analysis showcasing that this is correct. So let me just show you one of them. Of course, I'm going to give a big shout out to Channeler over on YouTube, who actually went ahead and tested the capture rate with a character that had no effigies, so pretty much one that never did the upgrades, and then with one that is super high level and got pretty much all the effigies and got to level 10. And the results are actually shocking, so I'm just going to show you the results right here. The no effigies character ended up with a final capture rate of 53%, which is actually not too bad. However, when comparing it with the high level character which had all the effigies, the final capture rate was only 37%, which means they lost about 16% capture rate just on the starting pals. Now, keep in mind that early pals have a pretty decent bias to get caught. So out of 100 caught, you can see that 53 were captured, but about 47 escaped. So that means typically as a starting character, you're going to have a pretty good chance to get a starting team and immediately jump on a base and start doing a bunch of stuff with your starting pals. However, that completely changes when you move into the higher tier territory, like level 20s, 30s, 40s, and especially closer to level 50, when you will need higher grade pal spheres, which already have a very low capture rate as it is. So in that case, this difference is going to be even more noticeable. I haven't seen anybody doing any tests on those, but I'm expecting whatever you're seeing right here on the low level tier pals might be even worse on the high tier ones. If you want to catch Prostallions, other legendaries, Anubises, and so on, you're going to have a pretty difficult time. Now, before we go any further, of course, the expected catch rate is another important factor over here. So in the case of the no effigies character, it should be around 33 to 48%. Meanwhile, for the fully upgraded character, it's between 61 to 85%. And if you look at the actual current rate, it's completely reversed. So yeah, the no effigies character even exceeds the expected catch rate from 48% to 53%, and in the case of the other one, it's way below it, less than half of what it is supposed to be. And somebody actually made a spreadsheet. Well, multiple users made it, and a lot of users actually made a bunch of calculations just showing how unlucky do you have to be to only catch 37 pals successfully out of 100 throws with an expected catch rate of 61 to 85%. So the chance in this case to be this unlucky is only about 3%, which is not like completely out of the realm of possibility. However, it's still rather low, especially when we consider other users also ran their own tests at the same time. In fact, somebody threw some randomized numbers to see how many catches this should generate at its lowest, and after thousands of these calculations being made, they got 57. So 57 should have been the lowest number of catches that you could get out of a fully upgraded character, level 10 with all effigies and an expected rate of 61 to 85. The lowest should have been 57. In our case, it's 37, so way lower than that. And at some point, there were even spreadsheets showing that the chance for all of these to happen should be lower than 0.1%. So at this point, I think it's beyond clear that effigies and upgrading them is just going to cause a bunch of problems. Now, recently, update 1.4 also introduced a fix for the Liftmonk effigy bug, in which you would lose them if you reset your character by using that medicine that resets your character. But in all honesty, I think that would have been a better solution because it removed the effigies, so maybe in theory it could have maybe also fixed your catch rate if you already caught a ton of these effigies in the first place. If you already upgraded your character, you might have to wait for a full-on update essentially to fully clear this. It seems that resetting the character does not help to mitigate or remove the bug entirely. You will have to probably wait for a new update, but at least you now have a chance to maybe go ahead and play a new playthrough. I made a full-on ultimate starter guide that's going to give you like the perfect start, so you can totally check that out too. Now, I also ran a bunch of tests myself to see how crazy it gets. I mean, I already kinda knew, as I wasted so many resources for Pal Spheres that I had no leftovers for the other stuff I wanted to do. But late into my test, I realized that Channeler's video included a 2x Pal capture rate multiplier from the game setting. Meanwhile, I was playing with the 1x multiplier, so that's why my capture rate is between 40 to 50%, while his is between 60 to 70, 80% or so. So that's the big difference. If I did not shoot these from the backside to the Pals, it would have been lower, like 30%, just for the one that gets shown. My character was also level 50 plus 9 out of 10s on the Liftmonk effigies, but I recommend having two characters separately, both hopefully level 50 if you want to repeat this test. So one of them should have absolutely no effigies ever used to upgrade the Pal capture rate, and another one that had them fully at level 10. Then compare on the starting zone on some of the starting Pals while throwing it from the back. This should give you a pretty good idea of how good your capture rate is and how buggy it is for your normal character. Now, luckily, the Palworld team moves decently fast at bringing up patch. It seems that Xbox also got theirs, including patch 1.4. If you want to get AI improvements, of course, you will get them on Xbox as well. It should be available right now with patch 1.13 on the Xbox variant. You can, of course, see all the changes in the video I posted yesterday. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know down below if the bug also affects you. In the meantime, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.